Today we're going to be looking at the Sony A1. They just released a brand new 8K camera which is designed for photography / video. We're going to take a look at it, so it's going to be interesting. The Sony A1 is a really good camera because a few months ago, it was last year, Canon released the Canon R5 which had overheating issues. But this is an 8K camera that is usable in the camera, so you don't really have overheating issues. The camera does overheat, but that's like after 1 hour. You can at least record for 1 hour. It does have CF Express Type A, not Type B, Type A, and the CF Express Type A is a little bit faster than SD cards, but they are a lot smaller as well. The Type B is faster than the Type A, but the Type B is more expensive. So like 1 terabyte is about £800 is 1 terabyte, and that's about 51 minutes of record time in 8K RAW. This camera does not shoot 8K RAW, so I think that is why the overheating issues is not as, it's not as a big of an issue than the one in the Canon R5. But again, Canon has sent firmware updates, so they have fixed the issue already. So you can record for like 40 minutes in 8K RAW with the Canon R5, and the recovery time on this camera is really good. That was one of the issues that they had with the Canon R5, where the recovery time was too short, and if you're a wedding filmmaker, you're waiting for the camera to cool down, you're wasting time basically. But again, Canon has released firmware updates so that it's fixed that issue. And again, because these cameras are compact and they're small, there's no heat vents to dissipate the heat. I think I talked about the Canon R5 in my other video, but there's no heat vents. And the same goes for this one. This is a more compact camera. It's the top of the line Sony camera as well, and the recovery time when it does overheat is a lot better than the Canon R5 when the Canon R5 got released. And because it's the top of the line camera, this camera costs around £6,000, which is around about the same price as the Sony FX6. The Sony FX6 is around £6,000 with, I think, with the kit lens as well. And of course, this camera is designed for video, while the other one is designed for photography. And it also has the Sony Zeiss lens, which is the kit lens. Now, typically most people would not shoot with the kit lens. They'll swap it out and buy a better lens. The kit lens is a basic lens. It's not the best lens, it's the basic lens. The aperture doesn't go low, so it doesn't let in a ton of light, so you don't get that blurry background with the kit lens. So if you were getting this camera, which I'll leave a link down where you can get this camera from, it comes with the kit lens, and the first thing that I would do is change the lens. And also I like the Sony FX6. If you want me to do a separate video on the Sony FX6, I will do that as well. I like this camera. I can do 2 videos on the FX6 and the FX9, and we can talk about that. If you want to see a video on that, just comment down below. But today's video is about the Sony A1, and it has, like I said, it has Sony Zeiss lens. Now, lenses are expensive. So KW has made a video on the Sony A9, and of course Jared Polin as well has made a video on the camera as well. And this is a video from Jared Polin, and he went out and tested the camera. He didn't do a full review of the camera. This is just like a test shot to see how the image are. One thing about this camera is that you get 30 frames per second when you're shooting photos. So it's basically taking videos. You can shoot 8K in 30 frames as well. There's some other features as well. Like I said, the pricing is $6,500, which is round about the same price as the Sony FX6, which is what we talked about. Now the camera shoots in H.265. Now H.265 is really tasking on your computer. So even if you have like a more powerful computer, it's going to be really tasking. And also it has S-Cinetone, which gives you that cinematic look. And of course it has S-Log3, which most of you are familiar with. S-Cinetone is found in the FX6, the FX9, and the more expensive Sony Venice, which costs like 90 grand.